So this is the Flash Midge Pupa. It's a great fly for winter fishing and some spring fishing, but it also works all year round. I've got a size 18 jig hook, a glass bead on the front, we'll be working with some red thread, a little bit of gold wire, and some peacock hurl. So we'll get our thread started. We'll wrap that thread in about halfway down the hook. Cut off the excess, which you saw I tried to use my pliers. That doesn't work. Then we'll grab a section of the gold wire. I usually go about, for something this size, about 2 inches. You can go a little more if you want some extra to work with. And I'll actually tie that into the bead. So you see I tied it in a little far forward, but I pull a little bit out and then wrap it all the way down to where the curve of the hook kind of starts. Get a few more wraps in and then pull that thread back, making sure I cover everything. All the way up near the bead. And then since I'm going to leave my thread here for a bit, I'm going to go ahead and just do a quick whip finish just to make sure it kind of stays in one spot. And then we'll go ahead and grab that gold wire and start wrapping it in. And I like to leave a decent sized gap between each wrap just so you can see the red thread. I really want to get the contrast in both those colors, both the red and the gold. And you see that I missed a little, covering up a little of the wire when I did my wraps, so I'll go back through, cover it up, and this will also give us a nice little taper. Pull that back to the front and just get a couple more wraps in. You see that, like I said, I used about 2 inches of the wire, and it gets a little tougher as you get towards the front. I like to save on wire, so that's why I do that, but if that's not an issue with you, like I said, get another inch in there and it's a lot easier to wrap. And we'll go ahead and do a couple wraps behind the wire, and then a couple in front, and then we will helicopter it off. And then we'll grab some peacock hurl. We cut the very end of it off. That way we just have a good piece of the hurl to start with. And then I just pluck a few of those feathers off at the end. That way you got something to wrap into the fly. Just make sure, setting it into the fly a little easier. And we'll get quite a few wraps in and go a little ways back, just so you can start twisting that peacock hurl in, and then we'll go around quite a few times just because I like to make this a little thick and get a little pop. And then we'll go ahead and do 2 wraps behind. And then we'll do a few in front. Cut off the excess. And you're pretty much done now. All we have to do is whip finish. I always like to get 2 whip finishes in at the end just to make sure it's nice and strong and it'll hold, especially when you get into some of those bigger trout that are a little more toothy. They can tear these flies up pretty easily. So my double whip finish, and then I'll cut off the excess, and this fly is done. Nice thing about this fly is it's quick and easy to make. I mean, that took me less than 5 minutes, and that's explaining it all. So really easy one to make, great one to have in your tackle box. Thanks for watching, guys. I'd love for you to like and subscribe, and I can't wait to get going in spring, show you guys a lot more fishing videos, but I hope you enjoy this one for now. Have a good one.